Good evening, my friends. Welcome back to our live chat sessions. It's Monday, it's a brand new week, and it's, only 2 weeks to go until our big show date for Metal for Africa 2022. Our first festival back since the end of the world happened in 2020. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to this. And as most of you who have been following this knows, we are doing Metal for Africa in 2 cities this time around. We're doing it in Cape Town, our home of 15 years, but we're also introducing Johannesburg, since you guys were such strong supporters of us when we did our online festivals. So yeah, we're coming back to see you guys as well. However, tonight, our focus is back home here in Cape Town, and I'm going to be chatting with a band who I actually share a bit of history with. I spent about a decade as a part of that band. And I'm talking about none other than Terminatryx. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you guys to my good friend, Paul Blom. Sonja, we had thought maybe she'd join us tonight, but she's not going to make it. So yeah, it's a bit of me and Paul time. How's it, Paul?
Hey, Pat. How's it going, man?
Very good, my friend. Long time, hey?
Cool. I tell you, it feels like forever.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been kind of.
Forever.
Yeah. So how's
No,
things?
I'm glad that, I mean, I know the the hiccups you guys had with, I mean, everyone had with trying to do things online, and
Oh.
but it's obviously just not the same having an actual live show and festival.
Yeah, yeah.
People have been dying for that, so yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I've kind of noticed. I mean, since our lockdown was effectively lifted entirely a couple of months ago, like I've noticed that like nightlife, like that which has been happening, has been appearing to be quite strong actually, which we weren't sure about. You know, like once restrictions were lifted, we were kind of wondering what's it all going to look like again, and I'm feeling pretty positive. But now you guys have performed both during lockdown. I know you guys did your own streaming concert. Um,
Yeah.
did you guys have any audience there at all? Was it just band
Yeah,
and crew?
it was just shot for online. Yeah.
Full on
I mean,
lockdown
if
vibes.
yeah, we probably would have only been able to have like about 6 people there if it was the
Yeah.
case. And there were cameras and all kinds of stuff all over
Uh-huh.
the show, so it was more room for the camera guys to move around as well. So
Excellent.
it was handy for that, but just no audience. It's a bit weird.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
pretty weird.
And you have played a show, at least one that I know of. You did the Gandalf's reunion party. How was that for you
Yeah,
guys?
that was great. I mean, we were sort of wondering, I don't know, because we played Ellington's about a month before
Uh-huh.
um, with Hokum and Alpha Sequence, and we went in there. No one was wearing masks, and like Brett called it Illingtons.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone was sick after that.
Oh no, for real.
Everyone was
What, like COVID
fraught.
sick or
Yeah.
just other sick?
I don't know. I think bits of everything.
Yeah.
I think every single virus is like
Yeah.
that. I'm getting out and grabbing everyone.
Yeah.
Zane, organizers think everyone was sick. So yeah. So we were a bit worried with and I mean Sonja has serious lung issues, and for her that could be deadly. So we were a bit worried about Trenchtown, but we got there. The place was packed, but
Yeah.
there was no. I mean, the main thing was I think Ellington's. Everyone was smoking inside, and there was no smoking inside Trenchtown, and we felt perfectly fine afterwards, and we weren't sick, and yeah. So that was great. Because we were thinking, okay, how are we going to work this? We're going to arrive 5 minutes before, go in playing, fuck out.
Yeah.
But
Awkward.
yeah, so no, we went around. I mean, we saw so many people that we haven't seen in years, so
Yeah.
we had to kind of chat.
Yeah.
You just can't not.
Well, I think for me,
And
that's been the best part of getting out again,
yeah,
is like kind of just reconnecting with everybody.
yeah. When did you do the Metal Karoo thing? That
Oh,
was
so we did two, in fact, during lockdown times, but both shows
yeah,
were done out in the crew so as to be compliant with whatever level of lockdown we were under at the time. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
neither event was like a spreader of any sort, but we did one in
Mhm.
May 2021, and then we did another one in January this year,
Yeah.
and it was rad.
Yeah.
It was like
No, no, we haven't.
smaller, much smaller than a typical Summerfest or Winterfest. But for those who felt like, how do we say, like courageous enough to face the danger, as it were, oh, it was magnificent.
No, we haven't been to any one of those, so we have to next time definitely make a plan.
Yeah, because funny enough, the owner of that venue, whenever I see him, which is from time to time, he's always asking, when are
Yeah.
Paul and Sonja going to come and visit with you guys? So I've
Yeah.
I've actually made a bit of a commitment there.
Yeah.
To
No, we're gonna do it.
to
We'll do
try and
it,
draw
we'll
you
do it.
guys out.
Yeah. No, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
So yeah, but I think with this whole thing about like getting back into nightlife and so on, like I wonder if the reason a lot of people weren't sick immediately when things opened up again isn't because everyone's been like keeping so to themselves that like apart from COVID, I think all of our immune systems have just been very well sheltered. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like pretty much anything was going to get us those first like couple of weeks or like month or two out here.
Yeah. For everything, people think that Big Pharma scored with vaccines. They lost again in flu medicine that no one bought during that time.
Yeah.
It all just everything balances out in the end.
Yeah. Oi. Yeah, well, funny, like flu is something I've never actually gone and got vaccinated against ever, like that I'm aware of. But I've only ever had it like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in my life that I can recall. So I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I'm quite resilient to the flu.
Yeah. Also, I mean, sometimes it's not. You're not really sure. Is it a cold? Is it flu? Is it sort of something in between? You're not really.
Yeah.
Snotty and cough. Yeah. Not. You can do without it whenever. However, it's not. Not handy. And I've played a few shows sick like a dog. I mean,
Yeah.
when we back in VOD days when we used to play. Hey, look who's here.
Oh, too late.
I showed up looking like shit with Paul's insect t-shirt. I'm very attached to it.
Yeah.
It's the band.
Well, I'm glad you made an appearance. Because I made a thing
Yes.
here actually with your name that goes up on the screen. So I was like, oh, now she's not going to be here.
That's why I made an appearance. But
It's still couldn't.
this is how I look.
Speaking of insect, Afrikaans grindcore band, Christu from Groenchen. They don't. I don't know when last. I mean, I don't think they exist anymore.
No.
Because Groenchen came out. They played with Sepultura.
Yeah.
Was that the last one that they played? Yeah.
I remember seeing them at that time, but never again since. Or wait,
Because
didn't
Mark lived in
they
Mark
play
lives in
Witchfest
Australia.
as well?
Witchfest. Was it Witchfest? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was after Sepultura.
Yeah.
We were all at
Yeah,
Witchfest.
well, insect was
Everyone played
flippin'
Witchfest.
cool.
Yeah, Groenchen is still one of my favorite South African bands.
Yeah.
Anyone who don't know Groenchen, go check them out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then if you listen to that, listen to Insect. It's
Cut from the
so
same
cool.
cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But Afrikaans.
Afrikaans, yes.
No, well, lekker. Well, I'm glad we got you both in the mix of it because, I mean, it's something which I think deserves a bit of focus for the upcoming concert. Is that this is
It's going to be a sausage fest, except for Terminatryx.
sorry, say again.
It's going to be a sausage fest again. Just one female member in the band. They're
Yeah,
not
well,
female members in the bands, eh?
no, you're right. You're right. I don't think there's any other girls on the stage that night.
Sausage
So we can
fest.
celebrate Sonja to our fullest. But I believe that. But I believe that for you guys, this is marking the 20-year or so milestone. Can you tell us a bit about that? When was Terminatryx formed? How long is it actually?
It's 20 years.
20 years. 2002.
2002 formed. It was myself, Paul, Christina Storm, and Tom. What's
Tom Summers.
Tom Summers.
Yeah.
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 American
And
Barrivas.
it started with me and Christina wanting to do like a hectic. I think if we went ahead with that template, we would have been very ahead of our time.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Christina had too many other commitments. But
including pregnancy.
Including she got
Oh boy, yeah.
but she's still honorary member.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 2002, and then when Christina decided, okay, no, this is definitely not her bag. We sort of we then got the gig with Diary of Dreams, and we were like, oh crap, well, it can't just be Paul and myself, and Tom at that stage had then left.
Oh
He went
boy,
to
what?
Scotland.
Back to the States.
Yeah, no, he's from the States, but he was going to go to Scotland.
Yes.
But he actually, yeah, it's so weird. He wasn't sure if he was going to go, so we had to make a plan.
Yeah.
So
Awkward.
our friend Brett, which will
Yes.
come back again
Yeah.
in the full circle.
Yeah.
He said, okay, we asked him, because he always just played acoustic guitar. He never really played electric guitar. So he said, hey, you want to freaking expand and come play a live show
Yeah,
with
someone
us?
come play our first live show ever with Diary of
He said,
Dreams.
yes, he
Yo.
bought the guitar, bought the guitar and practiced his ass off. But then he heard he might have to go to the States because he was working for a company in the States.
Who's
on
this
and
now,
off.
Brett?
So then we thought,
This is
okay,
now Brett, yeah.
now here comes back to another connection with you. Here comes Malcolm.
Malcolm. Okay, Bergs, you're going to have to fall in now.
Yeah.
So if Brett leaves, Malcolm will play. But then Brett didn't leave, so both of them played.
Yeah, and Ronnie
Yeah.
was on drums. We got Ronnie for drums, and then it was the first sort of lineup. It was the very first lineup that played live.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
Self, Paul, Malcolm, Brett, and Ronnie. Yeah.
It's
2002.
Yeah. No, that's it's actually mind blowing what period of time since
No,
that
that's
date.
so, that was 2003.
Yeah, sorry, that actually spilled over in 2003. It was November. Yeah.
So the first
Okay.
live show was 2003.
2003. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
But-
I remember, in my opinion, once you've had a photo shoot, you're banned.
Yeah.
First order is design a
Well-
logo.
Well, I suppose
Name, logo.
it's a statement of intent.
Exactly. We had a logo, we had a photo shoot, and we had one or two songs.
Yeah.
We had about 6.
Yeah, we had about 6 songs. Yeah.
But we played, we had 8 by the time we played. I think we
played.
played
Yeah.
about 7 or 8 songs.
Yeah.
We actually, that show was shot on DV cam, and I think last year I actually finally put it on. Like we put it on VHS and gave it to friends. We never really released it or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But then last year I put it on our YouTube channel the full live show.
Okay, I must
That's
go and check
hilarious.
that out because I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man, to be young again.
Yeah. I tell myself every day.
Jong kindertjies.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean,
Yeah.
part of our Metal for Africa culture though is for every concert we do, we always try and bring in some like youth, some like young talent, and then we
That's
always have
good.
to bring in some of that like old legacy acts. And
Yeah,
now
the-
there's no
the
doubt about where
difference.
Terminatrix slots into that.
The old bullies.
Hey, but you know
Yeah.
what? It's not only you guys. We
Yeah,
also
no,
celebrating Ill Systems 20
System,
years.
yes. Yeah.
And in
Yeah, it's
Joburg,
fantastic.
Rust from Botswana are playing
Yes.
the Joburg show. And for them, it's like 20 years plus, actually. They
Wow.
started playing in like 99, I think they said.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the Narrow also had their
20 years.
20. They're also doing
Yeah.
a tour now. Currently, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yes.
Like I think they were here just 2 weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
guys watch?
No.
Yeah, I also missed it, unfortunately. Like I was a bit
Yeah.
miffed to missed it, but yeah, unfortunately, can only be in
Yeah,
one place at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I think getting into some of the nitty gritty, 20 years is a long time to be doing music and performing. And if I'm to understand correctly, that you guys are using this particular performance as a bit of a milestone, a bit of a celebration of that. And I'm wondering if there's anything you'd like to tell us about what tricks you might have up your sleeves, or is that
We
still
have
like?
now, besides the release that we'll be sort of launching with it, very, very innovative title for the album. Our third album. We call it
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And it's not
I.
we don't
Yeah.
fire it.
Roman numerals, because a 3 just doesn't work. I like the symmetry of the Roman 3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot. I don't know if you must I get into all the explanation of all the 3s, because there are loads of them.
Well, I think you guys always have, how do we say, like quite an intellectual approach to everything. So if there's something to tell about this, go ahead. I mean, why not? That's why we're here.
It's not that crazy, but it's, you know, obviously, okay, it's us. We when you left after 10 years,
Uh-huh.
damn you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You abandoned us when we needed you most.
You're a guilt trip.
It was a long time coming, and you had to do other
No,
stuff.
Flippin', you gave us enough heads up. No.
So there was a period in when you left, it was so crap. We had to like do this auditions for guitarists. We hated that.
Yeah, I'll never do that again. I'll rather go
terrible.
without, I swear.
Because we, you know, all nice people chat, and now you have to like phone people and say, "Oh, sorry, no, you didn't make it." It's fuck. It was,
yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
cool.
Everyone was so cool. I mean, everyone was cool with the whole process, but it wasn't a pleasant experience.
We took it harder than other people. But then, so Mark was going to join. We practiced. We had some shows, a tour lined up for Joburg. And then Mark said, "Oh, shit, sorry, no, can't do it."
Yeah.
Okay, so we thought, now what are we going to do? We're not going to go through another freaking audition process or go to a guy who said, "Okay, now you sort of second best."
Yeah, I know.
Can't do that. So, I mean, since, before recording, I record guitars and bass and whatever that needs to be done. So we decided, okay, since we have our track, we've got synths and loops and all kinds of extra stuff on our track. So we'll just put the bass guitar on the track and I'll play guitar for live shows.
Yeah, I mean, just like, sorry to interrupt, but at some stage, Terminatryx was Paul, Sonja, and a flash drive. So, it's not the first rodeo with sparseness.
Yeah. We've played just me, Sonja, and an MP3 player, and then when we played Popcom in Germany in 2006, that's when Ronnie and Brett, they went off and did the was it Revelous?
Revelous, yeah. We
With,
were
with
abandoned.
with Malcolm.
Oh.
So they missed out on a Germany flipping show.
Yeah,
So,
they missed out on Germany.
Yeah, just go to the timing. You got to
they
choose your timing.
They all came crawling back anyway. I'm just kidding. But then, so when we played in Germany, we got our VOD bass, my other band VOD bass player Dickon to come play with us. Because he lives in the UK, so he met up with us. Well, we met him in the UK. We flew over to Germany,
and that's the one Dickon Harper, the same who did a stint with Dragon Force.
Yes,
that's it, and it was awesome.
What an epic dude!
But that was then. I mean, I didn't play guitar then. I played bass guitar, but with lots of distortion, like I always did when I played it. Well, the line was split with a clean bass and a distorted, like through the old metal zone. It sounded very cool, but. So I had the bass guitar, and Dickon had his 8-string bass guitar.
8 strings?
Yeah. So it was like this Man of War kind of sound on this one side and this distorted bass on the other side. Freaking, it was
nuts. It was cool. Crazy,
Yeah. So
it
was a double bass onslaught, or with the extra 8 strings, like a triple 8 onslaught? Is this where the 3s are coming in?
No. We're getting to that. No, there was no. I had 4 and Dickon had 8. So
so we and then it was so just we were used to just being sparse, is what we wanted to say.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, it's not like we play every weekend, once a month, maybe every second month. So just to pull someone in to now sit and wait for when we play a live show is also a bit, especially if it's a younger guitarist who's like really
amped to perform live,
play all the time. We've played a few shows in our lives, so we don't want to really play all that much. Besides the fact that we can't really play all that much. So there was like about a 3-year period where we were a 3-piece. And the album that we had planned, we had all concept, all the skulls, the singles were going to have different types of skulls, and then the main album was going to have a skull, and there's going to be a theme around all of this stuff. But then we kind of decided what we're going to do with songs. We're just going to do whatever pops out. So Sonja came up with a song. We worked on that. It was Destroy. I did a song which ended up being Blame. With these, the way that Ronnie's Suiker song came about, Suiker is sugar in Afrikaans. We decided we need an Afrikaans. With his skulls, we were thinking, what can you do with another skull design? Not just add another background, do something cool with the skull. So I told Ronnie, okay, cool. Since he's a tattoo artist, he can design that skull and make like a sugar skull.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar skull designs. So this whole song came from that. So he said, okay, cool. Then he'll do a song linked to sugar and call it Suiker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, since we do it an Afrikaans song, let's just see if Paul Rickert from Battery 9 wants to do guest vocals or something.
Yeah.
Call him up. Because he's done 2 remixes for us.
Yeah, it's not the first time there's a collab there, hey?
He did the Second Sut and Machine remix from the first and the second album.
Yeah.
So he's done a remix for each of the albums. And then, so called him up. He said, yeah, for sure. Sent him the tracks. He recorded his vocals, sent it back to us. So we had these 3 songs. But then all the other songs, we didn't record them. They're sitting there, bit here, bit there. Dropped this one, eliminated that one. Didn't work on the others. Some of them are just like ideas on the phone.
Yes, and Brett also fell in with some of the other songs then, because then at that stage we went as stint as a 3-piece, and then Brett came back, and then we started working on the rest of the songs sort of as a 4-piece again. But those 3 songs were completely just myself, Paul, and Ryan.
So it was sitting. I mean, we played them live, but we never really released them. We did like demo releases on
Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp. So 3-piece across about 3 years. So we're sitting with these 3 songs and what we're going to do with them. We don't want to do just singles and an EP. I don't like EPs. You might as well just fill it up properly. So then we thought, okay, cool. Instead of not forcing ourselves to come up with a bunch of songs quickly for an album, it's going to be not forced, but it'll feel a bit rushed. Because all of a sudden we realized, hey, it's our 20th anniversary and we're playing METAL4AFRICA.
What, that just snuck up on you out of nowhere?
Yeah. I mean, as you know, not everyone had a great time across the freaking lockdown period.
No, it was pretty awful.
We went, I wasn't, some people said, hey, cool, I've got all this free time to do and create. It wasn't like that. It was just like depressing for the most part.
Yeah, it was mental breakdowns and all kinds of things for me.
Well, we did our little positive.
I lost my marbles completely.
No, it wasn't fun.
No.
So it wasn't as creative as we would have hoped it to be. So then we decided, okay, right, now let's do an album, but what we're going to fill it up with. And since every time we do release an album, we followed up with a full remix album of every single song.
Yeah.
Cool remixes from everywhere, all over the place. We've got
all over the world, actually.
We've had international remixes.
Yeah, really like cool. You guys have had some mad collaborations.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, right. Now we've got these 3 songs, so we'll just get remixes for them as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got 6 songs. And then what are we going to do about the middle? So in this, before that and in this period, we also have our solo projects. Sonja's got an Isabel, like this dark folk, alternative, acoustic goth kind of a thing that she does with Noreen. I've got my Fate project, one-man thing with noisy bass guitar and programming stuff that I started in 1997. When I came back from Europe, when BOD recorded there and toured, that's when I bought the bass guitar in like 96, 97. Came back and started doing my Fate project, just recordings.
But in a way, that was the foundations of what Terminatryx sounds like later on.
Yes, very much actually.
It sort of transitioned out of that.
Yeah.
And Ronnie's project is called Isolasi, which is directly linked to the isolation of the lockdown period.
Yeah, I think he coped probably best.
So he started doing that during that period.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, right, this third album is going to be split up into 3 parts with 3 songs each. First one is the new songs. Second chapter, our 3 solo projects. Third chapter, the 3 remixes of the first 3 songs.
Yeah.
All right, sure. So this is like the whole package, basically.
Yeah. Long story to tell you.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I guess it's an interesting approach.
Yeah, but I suppose it's
I,
almost like a encapsulation of what the band is and has been.
yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
And
yeah.
Interesting.
also,
Okay.
this is like sort of a, we just need to now clear this 3-piece period off.
Yeah, it's a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a palate
yeah.
cleanser. Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would have liked it to be just like a full album with. We can do that
But
next
that's
time.
coming with Brett more. We want more of Brett
Yeah.
Yeah,
going forward.
because just I mean, Brett rejoined again just sort of before the whole lockdown thing
After
happened.
how many
Yeah.
years absence?
Well, he
Like
left. We was
14 or 15 or something.
2004. Yeah, it was. He left in like 2004. So
Yeah. No, it's actually
Yes.
amazing how things come full circle, hey?
18 years, 18 years later. So yeah, we always say that, flip it. If
Yeah, if we had a child.
Yeah.
now been
Yo.
Yeah, yeah.
it's
We've got
it's
two.
madness.
Apart from the Chihuahuas, we've got two children. We've got Terminatryx, we've got the Horror Fest, and they both are almost all to varsity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the Horror Fest is 18. Terminatryx is 20.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to try and drag out of you guys tonight some more about that, actually, because, yeah, I mean, you've been around long enough that a lot of people already know who you are and what you're about. But, you know, as we move on through the world, there's new people coming to our scene every year. So for those who don't, like, I'm actually quite keen on celebrating the fact that that Terminatrix as a artistic enterprise doesn't necessarily fit quite the stereotypical pigeonhole metal. You know,
No,
We don't
no.
fit anywhere.
We don't
yeah,
fit
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. So it's like Terminatrix, from my point of view, has always represented a much broader overview of alternative subculture, just in general. And, you know, keeping in mind the fact that you guys have your Horror Fest, and with that, another musical project, the Macabre Ensemble, and,
Yes.
you know, just your general presence over the years in like more than just music. I wonder if you guys would like to elaborate a little bit about that.
Sure.
You know, to us,
It's a big one.
It's what we are interested in, and it's our creative outlet, whether people like it or not. It's
Yeah.
and we like doing it together. We're one of the lucky few that I don't have to go drink with the boys. She doesn't have to go and have a ladies' night.
Yeah.
We like to do everything together.
Yeah.
So we create stuff together. We do everything together.
Yeah, and we're very similar in what we appreciate and what we like. And for us, everything comes out of Terminatrix. I mean, there's even some Macabre Ensemble. There's a Macabre Ensemble song that turned into an Isabel song.
Yeah.
There's
And
Macabre Ensemble
Terminatrix.
songs that turned into Terminatrix songs, and we've used Isabel songs for Macabre Ensemble. So it's all like they're all connected, and they're all like cousins.
Yeah.
And I mean, also when we, for the most part, we try to make our own music videos.
Yes.
So it's all just in our photographic collaborator, Dr. Benway,
Yeah.
Thomas Dorman. You know, for like one time, I mean, when you were still there, when we did that photo shoot that's sort of based on the Vermeer type paintings.
Oh yeah, those are
gold
beautiful.
paintings.
Yeah.
You know, and that was in like the Cut magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
the
still,
trans
whenever I
art
see that come up on like social media, which it does, like from like time to time, I always just stop and look a while.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
now.
It really is. And it's so I mean, I think I'm more into, for me I'm probably more of a visual artist than a musical artist. I like creating visuals.
Yeah.
Paul as well, but I think Paul's more he's more musical than me.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good combination. It's a good
Absolutely.
combination.
I mean, I think with your guys' powers combined, this like little web work of your artistic and subcultural enterprise has reached far. You know, like Terminatrix seems to just be one arm of a much more broad expression.
Yes, absolutely.
Like if I could see it that way.
Yeah, you're correct. You're 100% correct.
It's not without its headaches, like everything. It's not always easy, especially when you have to, because it's not like every single time we'll be able to now hire someone to record and mix and master our stuff. You have to do everything yourself, and you're not, you're never happy with what you do. You're not the best at doing it. It's so you have to kind of weigh these things and
I mean,
just say fuck it and just be happy with it. That's the best you're gonna get it. If somebody else wants to mix it for you, then hey, if they want to complain about it and say, well, then you fucking mix this song. Too many frequencies for me to figure out.
I mean, we actually in pre-production now for a music video, and it is like probably one of the bigger ones that we do. No, probably not as big as Virus, but not the same, but in terms of pre-production, it's taking a lot of time. And I just realized again how hectic it is, how absolutely do to try and with skeleton crew pull everything together. It's really it really has to be a labor of love. And
I mean, there's always cost involved, and that's something that you have to take out your own back pocket. But then, if you didn't have friends to help out,
we had this very philosophical conversation the other day, and I said to my one friend, who's also an artist, I said, can you justify sacrificing finances for your art? And she said, yes, absolutely, no brainer. And I feel exactly the same way, because if you create something, that thing's gonna almost be there for as long as the medium that shows it exists.
Exactly.
And,
I was gonna... Sorry, you first.
No, and it was just, for me, it's fuck money. It's more important to express myself than to have the funds. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like I was gonna say, no, it's like it's like the golden rule of art is that the more of it you want to make, the more you have to splurge. So it's like
the more fun you're gonna be.
So like I mean, you guys having not just the band itself, but your various spin-off projects and the film festivals and your own film medium and all these things that you do, that cost big bucks. And I suppose I can relate in the sense that, I've been doing the METAL4AFRICA for the last 15 years.
Exactly.
And that costs a bunch of money as well. And we could always stop at a point and say, no, that's enough. The event's cool enough already. But there's always next time around we want to do a little something more that we didn't do previously. And
exactly. And the thing is that if you are put on this earth and art is your thing, doesn't matter what art, doesn't matter. That's why you're here. So you are going to do it, no matter what.
Very prophetic words.
And also, like with our film festivals, besides the horror fest, we've got our Celluloid Film Festival. It's the science fiction, fantasy, and animation festival that starts the same weekend as METAL4AFRICA. And the Sound on Screen Film Festival, that's early next year. Film festival linked to anything that's music related. But with that, we also love to showcase other people's cool shit. And the film festivals have really been cool in that way, because I mean, we get sent movies from every corner of the world. We've had stuff from Myanmar,
oh my word,
and Serbia, and just every single Iraq, Iran. So obviously the main spots like the States, the UK, Germany, Europe, all over the place.
It's always amazing to see, like, even in places that's war ravaged and there's the people have almost nothing. They still manage to put a decent short film together. That's the love for their art, and that is so commendable in my book.
Art will prevail.
Yes, like
and in it's just we love, like we said, we like to collaborate with people whichever way we can. And one of these, I mean, there's like a small submission fee to submit movies, because the time it takes us to have to watch weeks and weeks of movies to get through.
Never mind the trauma of watching 30, 40 hours worth of
of like carnage.
and the science fiction one and the music film festival. It takes up so much time. So it kind of avoids people just sending in any old shit.
Yes.
But then then you get these cool movies like Sonja mentioned, like another one. I mean, then people also message us like from Iran. One of the Celluloid submissions. I mean, they can't use credit cards and PayPal from there. They ask us if they can just do a fee waiver. So no, cool. Just
I suppose that's the spirit of the thing, like the spirit of art. It's like, are you going to deny them because of the hardships that they face as artistic people? And I understand that, like, politically and all that bullshit. There's like there's an agenda at play far larger than like our simple minds can comprehend. But like we live for art, man. Don't live for politics.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you'll always find that wherever people are from in the world and whatever the circumstances are, the artists are always the people that will find a way to get to the other people. There won't be any problems between an artist from Russia and an artist from Ukraine, kind of a deal.
And if they can't afford a submission fee, hey, all you do is ask. Say, hey, I can't afford it. Can I send it anyway? And then we say, yeah, do it. And like one of these Iranian ones now for Celluloid, this guy sent this, and I didn't know what to expect. And it's this freaking cool animated post-apocalyptic anti-fascist thing that this guy put together, like a bit of this. It's so cool. So I actually contacted him and said, I really enjoyed the short, and if down the line, do you want we supply a song, you do the visuals for it? And he said, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, it's also just connections with people we've made across the world like that.
From all walks of life.
Yeah,
it's nice. It is amazing to be able to do that, and especially like working with people more than once. It's really nice.
Once you've established a bit of a relationship.
But Sonja always think I'm a bit forward, but ask is not gonna fucking kill you. If you just ask.
Get things done, eh?
People can say no.
Just say no. I'm not gonna force you to say yes. That's our cool remixes with Zig Sputnik. We played live with them.
Yeah, you were still with us then.
When they toured, so we hung out with Martin and Johan. I said, hey, do you want to do a remix for us? He said, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. And the same with
Sheep on Drugs.
Yeah.
Sheep on Drugs. We played with them. I asked Lee, hey Lee, you want to do a remix for us? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then our photographer got a nice shoot out of it as well, because he was a fan of the. So yes, I mean, it's all it's incestuous business.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but I suppose.
What I mean is, it's
symbiotic.
Symbiotic.
Yeah.
Really
I mean, I think,
symbiotic.
like, just on that point alone, if I think what you guys have been doing for like years and years and years already, with these kind of interactions, especially with international artists and whatnot, it's like you were actually ahead of the curve, like in terms of how people are functioning now. Like if I look at the younger generation, younger than what I am, they're not shy to reach out to their heroes in whatever bands wherever around the world, and they're getting results. But I mean, you've been doing that since before the internet, like effectively.
That's the thing. It's so much easier nowadays.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
It is. I mean, last year we probably had the most prestigious panel last year for Horrorfest. We had Mick Garris, who is like a massive movie director. We had the
Saska
Sisters, and we had Tony Timponi, which is
Fangoria editor for a long time.
And these are relationships that Paul has really built over years.
Yeah.
And then and then you've got the chutzpah to actually ask them.
Yeah.
Would you be keen to do something like this? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, but it definitely stands to your guys' credit that you have the longevity. You know, this endeavor for you was never a fly by night, and
No.
you know, so you've got the street cred to kind of get that follow through.
Yeah, we can back it up with proof of concept.
Yeah.
We've done some shit, so it's not just we didn't just pop up and say, hey, what the fuck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But it's nice to be able to do the stuff that we do and do it on our own terms.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the price you pay for wanting to do things completely on your own terms. Is you're not gonna subscribe to anyone else's instructions.
And like I always tell Sonja, it's not like we have hobbies like micro lights or model aircraft or expensive mountain bikes or stuff like that, or heavy expeditions that cost a fortune. This is our recreation and our artistic expression at the same time.
Well, that's something I used to talk about a lot to my brother, in fact, because I've got an older brother, and like we don't always understand each other's lifestyle, but like he used to go on these like golfing trips with his buddies where they'd rent a van and it was big bucks. And then one day when like he was asking me about like why do we spend so much money being on the road, like, and I'm like, for me, going and playing some concerts in like Bloem and Johannesburg and PE and whatnot, that's basically our version of golf trip. We go on the road with our mates and we do something cool that we all enjoy. That we'll build those memories from, and it's just what we want to do, how we want to spend our time and our money.
It's what you want to do, and if you bring people joy and some people like it, well, that's a bonus. Yeah. I mean, I've never done anything for anything other than the fact to please myself, to enjoy myself.
Well, not in a selfish way.
No, not in a selfish way. I'm thinking about,
self gratification and outlet.
That's it. Yeah. That to
but
me
if you're not
is
getting anything from it, why then pursue it?
Exactly. So.
That's the problem with pop music. People do it for money. And if they don't get the money, then they
disappear.
Depressed.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Yeah, and I think I think like when you're in your 20s, obviously there is like this thing of wanting, maybe like at that age, maybe you want a little bit of recognition when you do something nice, and you want to see something for your work, but you know what? At the end of the day, you really grow out of that so quickly. And if the stuff that you're creating is so fulfilling, you really don't actually care about that stuff. It's like, I don't care. As long as I'm enjoying myself with this, I'm happy.
And you can never please everyone, whatever you do. I mean, there are people that still reckon that Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall are crap albums.
I don't know.
You will have critics constantly.
And the thing is, people are entitled to their opinions.
And they're gonna have them whether you like it or not. So just got to grow that thick skin.
We won't take. I mean, if it's good, it's rarely constructive. But when it is, okay, well, cool. We'll take everything on board, but don't expect us to just change because one muhu said, "Yeah, but why do you always wear black?" Why is your hair long?
That was just too good.
Are you a satanic band?
Are you Satanist? Someone asked us the other day if we were white supremacists.
What? Where does this come from?
No, okay. That was from we did the over 5 years ago. I helped Ingrid Jonker's daughter and her husband to release cover album
Yeah.
of songs based on Ingrid Jonker's poems.
I remember that project.
Called Die Kind is nog jonger, did a vinyl and a double CD. And
Yeah, Patrick's in the video. Actually.
you're in the video.
In the video.
So we did the song Ontvluchting, and there's a line in the song, en kerf swastikas in 'n rooi kransboom, carving swastikas in a acacia tree.
Yeah.
So someone watched the video and saw the translation of it. So it was, oh, are you guys Nazis?
Yeah, and I mean, like I've had a few people asking me, because the last couple of shows I've done, I've not worn my my German border wall hat.
Yeah.
Which I wore for most of the 20 years, but the hat is the Russian side of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
It was the Russian side of the Berlin Wall. So I just felt weird wearing it, and I think out of my small little way to can I say it, to have solidarity, was to not wear it.
Yeah.
I know that this is a very polarizing subject, but I just thought I want to take the militantness out of the look.
Yeah.
Because there's a war going on and people are dying, and and getting on stage looking like a little Gestapo person probably isn't the right look right now, even though that was never the intention. It was never the intention.
Yeah. Well,
it was always just because I liked it.
Well, I think hearing you speak about that now, like it's as performers, like often how we look and what we represent is seldom, how do we say it, seldom contextualized by ourselves as the performers. But then when it is, sometimes we we have to check ourselves. Like what are we representing here? For example,
exactly.
I mean, not to take away from the discussion about your guys' band, but one of the bands I played for, as well as Terminatryx for many years, we would have an interesting relationship with flags of countries, because a lot of our music talks about history and some of the challenges that we face as a nation and as a society, but not just as South Africans, but as humanity. But we speak obviously from a South African perspective. And people who have had South African experiences, and then sometimes we stop and take stock and say, but what are we actually representing here? Or what could it be construed as representing?
What can it be perceived as?
Yeah, and then we have to rethink our art a little bit.
You have to, and I think it's just it's like you say, it's just checking yourself. You have to do that. You have to do that.
Because I suppose we're all constantly growing and evolving human beings, everyone.
Yes.
And like it would be pretty ignorant to just stay in a time capsule or like a bubble, like an unchanging, unevolving bubble. So,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, lekker, man. Let's get back to METAL4AFRICA. I just want to tell our viewers a little bit about what they can expect. So, my friends, METAL4AFRICA, it's coming up on the 3rd of September. That's only 2 weeks from today. We are taking place in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. Ticket prices are 180 Rand if you buy online. That's online at metal4africa.com. And you are welcome to do cash at the door at both venues, Cape Town and Johannesburg. That will then be 200 Rand a person. And at both venues, there's going to be like stalls, a little bit of a metal market. At Cape Town, we're going to have the DJ section as well. Like our format in Cape Town is the same pretty much as it's always been. And what more can we say? Come and have a great time. Come remember what it feels like to be among your brothers and sisters of metal. And I just want to ask Terminatryx, before we sign off with this chat, any words you want to share about the upcoming festival? Anything special about this for you in particular?
Yeah, besides the album launch, we're probably going to have some kind of, we're not going to have CDs, that's too much of a mission. We're going to have these sort of credit card USBs probably
Yeah.
of the new album, besides it being online. And we also got sort of singles being released on Bandcamp leading up to the proper release that will be on all the platforms. We'll have a special guest.
Yes.
We're gonna have two special guests.
Uh-huh.
One is okay. We have two special guests. One is a secret guest.
Yes.
There's gonna be, yeah. So it's a very fucking cool guest.
Well, it sounds at the moment like there's two secret guests because you haven't mentioned a single name yet.
No,
Is it
but-
going to stay
sorry,
that way just for the meantime?
Should we?
No, we can't.
No, it's up to you guys.
We'll do it
I'm
on
not going to
Wednesday.
force you to reveal yet.
I thought we wanted to reveal it on Wednesday.
But this is actually a very good.
No,
opportunity
keep it.
to-
Keep it for Wednesday.
No,
Let's
you want
let's
to
hold
keep
people
it-
in suspense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Keep an eye towards Wednesday. On Wednesday we'll announce the
We're
special guest.
announcing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
instead
I've no
of
doubt that if it's you guys, it's going to be someone remarkable.
Do remark.
definitely. Yeah. And it's gonna we're gonna what did I want to say about that now? And we're also gonna just working out a set list was also a bit difficult to kind of cover
Yeah.
the
20
whole
years,
period.
yeah.
Because it's weird because some of the songs, like we actually end up playing live versions of remixes instead of the original song. So we got like Scars, Purifier, Virus.
Hey, are you guys going to perform Scars?
Yeah, but the remix,
Ah.
The remix.
the remix
Okay.
version, the live remix.
Lekker.
We never played. Remember, we were working on doing
Yeah, yeah,
Scars
yeah.
live. We ended up never doing
And
it.
then I left. What an asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we kind of spread it out. So it's got like some of the first album, some of the second album, then the remixes in between, and then the new batch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus
Yeah.
Song Go that also we have. It's not on the 3 album. That will be on the next one.
Yes, yes.
So and one of our Machistinal that you've
Yeah,
played
I've
Machistinal
played it.
quite a
Ah,
bit.
yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
I've played that a few
Like the
times
sort of
now.
not. It's almost like a black metal symphonic metal kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which that's another song that came from our Macabre Ensemble live soundtracks.
Yeah.
So,
Cool,
And
man.
for those wondering, nothing about that song is evil. It's actually
Yes.
the opposite.
Speaking of Macabre Ensemble, also at the Horror Fest this year, we'll be playing a live soundtrack to Silent Film again.
What's the date of that?
It'll be a Halloween weekend, so probably the
Yeah.
Saturday, the 29th. I think Halloween's on a Monday. Yeah, so it'll be probably
yeah.
that Saturday.
All right, take note, people. Cool. All right, my friends. Well, then I'm going to love you and leave you for this evening. It's been wonderful to
Yes,
catch up
thank you,
again. It's
Patrick.
been far too long.
Lovely talking to you. Yes.
Lekker. All right, I'm just going to say a few more words to our viewers here, and I'll catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks for
Fabulous.
taking the time for me tonight.
Thank you, man.
Oh,
Ciao.
yeah. Cheers. All right, my friends, that was Paul and Sonja from Terminatryx, whom I just happened to play for 10 years myself. So very old and beloved friends of mine. Yeah, and they're coming back to play METAL4AFRICA 2022, 3rd of September. And yeah, they've got all sorts of tricks up their sleeves. So yeah, come and share that moment with us. They'll be playing at 11 o'clock. They'll be the last band of the night. And before we say goodnight to you guys, we just have to do a quick shout out to our sponsors for the Cape Town Festival. Our good friends at Paul Boston Music. They provide us with the Laney amplification backline, Mapex drum kits. This beautiful microphone I'm using at the moment is also from them, Rode. And Roland, the gear we're using to do these streams with. Thank you very much, Paul Boston Music. We appreciate you and your help for all these years. All right, friends, be well.